Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take on Gretchen Whitmer, the evil, wicked witch of Michigan. The Michigan governor, as you may or may not know, was the target of a kidnapping, which the Garden here calls a right wing kidnap plot. Not so much. Not so much. The guys who wanted to kidnap Whitmer were closer to anarchist. Some of them maybe were, but some of them went to BLM rallies. So who knows? People are a mixture of all kinds of views. And but now, of course, Whitmer's on her "I'm the Victim" tour, and her latest is to call Trump out for inciting domestic terrorism because people started chanting "Lock her up, lock her up." I do believe Whitmer is criminally liable for the stuff that she pulled in Michigan, and it's so bad that her own court system had to slap her down. Um, she's extremely unpopular in Michigan now. There's been attempts to recall her and all sorts of protests against her. You know, most other governors have released some of the restrictions. Whitmer doesn't seem to want to release any of them. She is like clamped down full force. And the more people protest, the more she says, F you, I'm going to do it some more, it seems. So now this is the article, poor Governor Whitman. See how innocent and wonderful she is? Just try. Oh, and the president attacked her attacks Democrats at a rally at a battleground state. Oh no. Oh no. In Muskegon, Trump targeted Whitmer several times, citing state rules on the beer virus, calling the governor dishonest, and making light of the plot that was foiled by the FBI. 13 men have been charged in connection with the plot, which included plans to storm the state capitol and hold some kind of trial. Trump took credit for law enforcement's role in foiling the plot. Now, see, you can't say he's making light of the plot and then taking credit for the plot. It sounds like, why would he make light of the plot and then take credit for stopping it? Sounds like he's undermining his own point, Guardian. Methinks doth what's the quote? Methinks thou protest too much, or slams too much, or criticizes too much. They said she was threatened, he said, and she blamed me. Hopefully you'll be sending her packing pretty soon. It's a semi-good Trump. It's slightly better. I don't know. My nose is a little stuffed up today. Allergies. So, Whitmer's digital director, Tori Saylor, responded on Twitter, writing, every single time the president does this at a rally, the violent rhetoric towards her immediately escalates on social media. It has to stop. It just has to. Well, it's interesting that Whitmer has a digital director. Not even the president seems to need one. He does his own tweets. Maybe she could do that. Oh, look at this picture of Trump they used with his hair blown. And so you would think, with all the flack Whitmer is getting, fighting directly with the president after, the president has brought down mayors and other governors and proven them wrong or humiliated them on the national stage, you'd think people would say, let's stay away from Whitmer. But not Joe Biden. No, Joe Biden, not a better governor than Michigan's Gretchen Whitmer. Come on, man! Joe Biden, he praised on Governor Gretchen Whitmer on Friday, saying, there's not a better governor. Oh, that's going to win you some votes in Michigan, you dummy. Jesus. If there's any more proof that Biden has lost his damn mind, here it is right here. If he had any common sense as a politician, he would not be heaping praise on her. He would just sort of said neutral stuff. There's not a better governor in the United States of America than Gretchen Whitmer, triggering applause from the audience. This is at speaking to supporters in Biden. Jesus, Biden. Oh, here it is.
Hi, how are you? What's your name? Sam, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Was only one guy in the audience?
Alexia, thank you for taking the time, telling your story. It's important. Unfortunately, there are an awful lot of stories like yours all over America that travel the country. Too many. Don't have to be. And folks, it's great to be back. It's great to be here. There's not a better governor in the United States of America than Gretchen Whitmer. That's a fact.
Dumb
I've met
move.
virtually all of them. And Gary, we back.
I guess, he's in Detroit. He kind of has to say that. Yeah. So he's not that dumb. I mean, he's given a speech in Detroit, and Detroit's in Michigan, so... and I assume Whitmer's covering her. Biden said Whitmer stepped up during the beer virus pandemic. Well, if you could call locking down your state like the Chinese Communist Party, yeah. Roughly 1/3 of the beer virus deaths in the state have occurred in nursing homes after Whitmer instituted a controversial policy of sending virus patients to long-term care facilities to recuperate it, inadvertently spreading the disease to the most vulnerable. Oh, inadvertent? She's still doing it, as far as I know. Same thing with Cuomo. I mean, these idiots. The vulnerability of old people was known fairly early on in this disease, and certainly it's just common sense. I mean, influenza, old people die. If they get influenza, they're very vulnerable. They get the flu, they're very vulnerable. SARS, any of this stuff, and the beer virus was right in there. He went on to say, pretty much doing it better than anybody else in the whole United States of America. I mean, come on, Joe. She's incredibly unpopular. She has protests. She just got slapped down by her own Supreme Court. I mean, the hyperbole here is a little high. I mean, at least scale it back, you dummy. You've shown this whole nation just how tough and thoughtful you are, he continued. I've got to believe this state is so proud of you. What? Biden condemned the accused domestic terrorist who allegedly plotted to kidnap Whitmer recently. Stunning and brave. It's the sort of behavior you might expect from ISIS, he said, before blaming Trump for the anarchists' alleged plans. Oh, now they call him anarchist. Oh, wait, this is Breitbart. One of the alleged conspirators, Brandon Caserta, accused Trump of being a tyrant in a social media video below. Yeah, see, these guys aren't right-wing.
No, Trump is not your friend, dude. And it amazes me that people actually believe that.
There's the anarchy flag.
He's shown over and over and over again that he's a tyrant. Every single person that works for government is your enemy, dude.
See, that is anarchy and cap level of government hatred, I guess you'd call it. So, that Biden embraces Whitmer. I guess he sort of has to. I guess that's the only shot. But, man, Whitmer's going to go down in flames when she runs for re-election. I don't see there's any chance this woman could get reelected to anything ever again. After this, I mean, these people are just tone deaf at this point. I've never seen, out of all the governors, all the Democratic governors who lock things down, the only guy who's maybe worse is Cuomo. Cuomo's probably the worst simply because of his recent ridiculous lockdown of the Orthodox Jewish community, which the optics are just horrific. Just horrific. But Whitmer is right behind him, if not the worst. Because she hasn't let up at all. I mean, at least Cuomo got the national stage, I guess. And although now it's just terrible. He's saddled with de Blasio. But Whitmer, jeez, man, what are you doing? Is there no one in your party, no one connected to your party that you'll say, ooh, maybe I won't stand next to you? I mean, you're going to stand next to Ted Wheeler and Little Miss Antifa during their election. Maybe some of the Antifa leaders, Joe, you'll shake hands, sign a peace deal, sign a compromise where they get to riot on just Tuesdays and Thursdays or something. Pathetic.